What is up, y'all? We are here playing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Welcome to the channel. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going to happen here. I'm not doing a full playthrough of this game. In fact, I'm already pretty much at the end of the game. But I kind of want to record and document my journey through the Elite Four and my induction into the Hall of Fame, because pretty much oh whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, pretty much every generation since like gold and silver, I have that's my character right there, Sierra, and so you can see I have all 8 badges. I've been playing for about 35 hours, and I'm at the Elite Four. I don't know if that's a good time or not. Maybe it could be shorter. Maybe it could be longer. I don't know. But essentially, every time I play a Pokemon game, I try to document my my in-game team just for, I don't know, just for nostalgic purposes. Just so that at some point in time I can look back. Like, I have like pictures of just like screenshots, or not even screenshots, but crude pictures taken of like my Game Boy Advance that just have like my team, just so I know what I used in that game, because you kind of bond with your Pokemon. But anyway, all that aside, now that these games are on the console, I can now record footage and actually kind of document, I guess, and it's kind of exciting to actually document my in-game team and have just like a record of what I used, how it went, my thoughts and stuff like that. So that's basically what this is going to be. This is my channel. I can upload whatever I want. And you know, if you've played these games before, even if you played the original Yellow, these games have done a lot to separate itself from the original Yellow version. But at the same time, if you've played that before, you've already experienced at least 80% of what this game has to offer. So it's not, you know, I'm not going to be killing anybody just by starting up at the Elite Four. Hopefully when we get the 2019 game, maybe I'll do a full playthrough of that for the channel. I don't know. But I just wanted to I didn't take Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee super seriously. I really like the games. Don't get me wrong, I love these games and I really like my team. But the one thing that I really liked about these games was the ability that, since I've experienced a lot of this before, I was able to take my time with these games and just kind of like shut my brain off and just enjoy my time through Kanto. Being the 5th time I've played through the Kanto region, you know, you figure the original games, Gold and Silver, and then Fire Red, and then Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You know, this is my 5th time experiencing Kanto in some way, shape, or form. You know, I've been playing since the original games. Hashtag Pokemon Blue version. What rep? Anyway, so yeah, so I was just, you know, taking it all in. I was just having fun with these games and just really just enjoying it. So I wasn't trying to upload videos for Let's Go, because I wasn't trying to. This was a me. This journey was for me. This was a personal thing. No, I'm kidding. It's not that serious. But anyway, enough blabbing. Let's go ahead and get on with it. But since this is gonna just be kind of like a documentation more of a thing, I'm not super gonna worry about the format or the length of this. Maybe I'll split it into a couple episodes depending on how long it's gonna be. Hopefully I can just do this all in one go. I don't doubt that I will, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I have a pretty interesting team, and I'm kind of excited to be able to talk about them. So let's go ahead and continue, and then I'm going to talk about my team for a little bit before we get started. I'm actually in Victory Road, but I've already cleared this. I was back in here doing some stuff. Spoiler alert, there's a Wigglytuff on my team. That might be an odd choice, but I'll explain everything in a second. Ah, Jesus Christ. I'll explain everything in a second. Let me just get away from this Golbat. Stupid Golbats. Golbats are like the new Zubat. Whoa, alright. Just my choke was like sprinting towards me. It's kind of scary. But anyway, let's get out of here. You know, I might record this, and then I might record some other post-game stuff. It really just depends on what I'm feeling. I want to kind of avoid that Zubat. I went through this whole game, and I still haven't done the power plant. I chose not to catch Moltres in Victory Road, and I still haven't done Seafoam Islands at all, because I do want to complete the Pokedex, but I also want to save those 3 for like the end, when the legendary birds and Mewtwo are really like the last 4 Pokemon I have to get. I don't know why that's exciting to me, but that's also, I don't know, like it just feels right, you know, like I want to give them the respect they deserve. It's like you catch all the Pokemon, well, almost all the Pokemon, and there's just those 3 left. Go tackle one at a time. Power plant, tackle the power plant, tackle Seafoam Islands, tackle Victory Road, tackle the Cerulean Cave, and I feel like that's how I'm gonna do it. So I haven't worried about the legendary birds yet. I will get them, but not super worried about them as of right now. So here we are at the Indigo Plateau. Pretty excited. Hopefully I can just do this all in one. But before we go in, I'm not worried about items. I try not to use items too much in Pokemon games. It might be kind of like a weird self-imposed rule, but if I can avoid it, I try not to use items just because, like, I like to think that I'm a good enough trainer that I can just overcome whatever obstacle. So I kind of treat it like Wi-Fi battles, like competitive. Even though they have the advantage of, if they use items and they can, it's like a straight shot. My Pokemon don't get healed. It's kind of unfair in my balance, but I think, I try to always get through it with as much, pure strategy and strength as possible. But in any case, let's go ahead and look at my party. So I have a Grass, Water, Fire core in here. We'll start with Sportabella. And I'll just, I guess, talk a little bit about my Pokemon, my choices, and kind of like the journey we've had. So starting off, I don't know if you saw, but all of my Pokemon are named after, they kind of have like a food kind of theme of sorts. I just wanted to think of like an easy naming convention for my team, so I went with food, or something, something along the lines of food type things. So my Parasect, who I've named Sportabella, which I thought was a clever name. It's like Spore plus Portobello Mushroom. And then I put Portabella since it's a girl. It would have been Portobello if he was a guy, but, I thought it just made sense. I caught this Parasect as a Paras back in Mount Moon. And it's been with me pretty much the whole game. It's been really good. Despite what people might tell you, this Parasect has worked wonders for me in this game. All because of, alright, its stats isn't the best because I caught this thing before I really knew about chaining, or combo chaining, so its stats aren't really good at all. I'll show you. Yeah, it's pretty trash, but I've beefed it up with some candies, so it should be alright. But in any case, this Parasect gets a pretty decent move set, I guess, for the story. Definitely not competitive, but it worked for the story. Early game, it had things such as Stun Spore and Poison Powder, which I used, but I always kept Growth, and I had Sleep Powder for a while. So the general strategy was try to put something to sleep, get a couple buffs. Growth works. It worked for me because my two offensive stab moves, Leech Life and Mega Drain, both heal me. So I had no choice but to make him kind of a mixed attacker, even though he has way less special attack than attack. So I'd rather opt for Leech Life, but it depends on what the opposing Pokemon is. If I'm fighting a rock type, I'll go for Mega Drain. So that's why I really like Growth, because it raises both attack and special attack. So put something to sleep, get a buff, and then I have, it'll help. The buff helps me either way, whichever I choose. And it's life. It's life regen. So, you don't have leftovers or anything, any items, but you get your life back, and Sportabella has worked super amazing for me. She doesn't die. And now that she has Spore, which is even fucking great, I forgot that Parasect learned Spore via level up, and I was so happy when I saw this thing pop up. It was like, Parasect wants to learn Spore. I was like, what? Yes, awesome. Like, of course. Like, I totally forgot that move existed. But yeah, 100% accuracy. Sleep-inducing move? Yes, please. The only thing that sucks is that this thing doesn't have the speed to really, like, utilize it, but I think it's been working well enough. I totally swept Erica. Sorry about that. I totally swept Erica single-handedly with this Sportabella, and the thing barely took any damage. Why I chose Parasect? Basically, this whole playthrough, I ditched Eevee because Eevee makes the game way too easy. So I just kind of wanted to go through it with a full new team, and I wanted to go through it with Pokemon that I've never actually used before, either in-game or competitive, which really limited my options because as I kind of found out, I used to make a lot of competitive Pokemon back in like Gen 5, Gen 4, a little bit into Gen 6, not so much Gen 7. I tried to get back into it Gen 7, but just going to school and work just kind of got in the way. But yeah, I've used pretty much a majority of Gen 1 Pokemon in some way, shape, or form, which is a shame because I totally wanted to use Alolan Ninetales, but I used Alolan Ninetales twice, one for Sun and one for Ultra Sun. So I'm Alolan Ninetales is like, definitely, actually, Alolan Vulpix really I like more than Alolan Ninetales, to be honest. I just think Vulpix is cuter. But yeah, I've used them. I wanted to use a Charizard, but because there's really no good fire types in Gen 1. But I've used Charizard. I have a competitive Charizard, and I use Charizard for my X version. So yeah, so he was out of the picture. Arcanine, I have a competitive Arcanine. I have a competitive Ninetales. So the only fire type available to me was Rapidash, which I've never touched in my life before. And this thing's name is Dijon Mustang. I also thought that was clever. Alright, so let's talk about Rapidash. Rapidash I met, Route 17, the only place where you can catch these things. Rapidash I caught a little late into the game. I caught him so late that he kind of wasn't that useful to me anymore. Because I planned my team out before I played the game. And I was like, I'll use a fire type. That'll help against like Erica. But by the time I got to Erica, I only had 3 Pokemon I was using anyway. And my Parasect worked. So that wasn't even a problem. But Dijon Mustang, pretty decent, I guess. It's stats aren't that great, but it's got good special attack, got good speed. That's really all you need. Even though this thing is supposed to be a physical attacker, it has a lot of physical attacking moves, but they give it Flare Blitz, which would be good competitively. I mean, it would be decent competitively, but with no held items and no reckless ability or anything like that, it's really just not going to be good for a story, for an in-game team. So I have it on here just in case I need the power for like a last-ditch effort, because I have the speed to utilize it. If I feel like I'm about to go down, I could probably just get off one Flare Blitz, and then that'll just be it. But I have Flamethrower as my main stab fire. Special attack stat isn't too far behind my attack stat, so I'm not super mad. But like I said, if I need extra power, I have Flare Blitz, and that'll just be my ace in the hole. Drill Run, just because it's a decent ground move. And it helps out against other fire types, even though I won't really encounter other fire types in the Elite Four. But it's there, and I have Headbutt just because, why not? It was just something, it was either this or Stomp. Headbutt gives you a chance to flinch, so I just went with that. And that's all to say about that. Starmie, Sifu Splatta, which isn't the best name, but it's a pun on seafood platter. Anyway, this Starmie was one of the first Pokemon I caught after I knew what the deal was with combo chaining. So it has really good stats. 2 perfect, it looks like, in defense and special attack, which is really, I was content if I could have just gotten anything, perfect special attack, and I just would have been good. So this is the first one I caught that had, the best special attack. So I just went with this. Everything else is very good, which you can't, that's awesome. So it's a really good Pokemon, and since I caught it pretty late in the game, right outside Fuchsia City, and ever since I caught this, it's pretty much been my best friend. Like, me and him we just roll through Pokemon trainers, and it's been a great time. I don't have Ice Beam TM, so I'm rocking, otherwise I'd do like a Bolt Beam thing, but I've got Recover for, health regen, Psychic and Scald for stab. I could have Surf for more power, but Scald has a chance of burn, which could come in handy. I've actually never inflicted burn yet with Scald. I haven't used it too many times, to be honest, either. I usually just go for Psychic. And then I have Thunderbolt just for coverage. Starmie Thunderbolt is dangerous. Helps me deal with other water types. And so that's what I have. So Water, Fire, Grass core is right there. Oh, I never mentioned, real quick thing. The reason I went with Sportabella is also just because even though Bug Grass isn't really the best typing in the game, being like 4 times weak to a couple things like Flying and Fire, I could be wrong about this, but I think Parasect is the only Bug Grass in Gen 1, and almost every other grass type in the game is either Grass Poison or just pure grass, right? That's basically like Vileplume, Bellsprout, Grass Poison. Tangela, I think, is pure grass. Could be Grass Poison, but yeah, so my options weren't... Parasect was the only Pokemon that was just something that wasn't Grass Poison. Venusaur is Grass Poison, so that's the only reason. That's one of the reasons I just went with Parasect. And Parasect has the bug. Parasect is funny because it has the bug typing, which helps me deal with other grass types, but it also has the grass typing, and all the other grass types in the game are poison. So I'm still super effective to a poison move, but I can also deal super effective damage to a grass move. So me versus the other grass types in the games have just been pretty funny exchanges, because we usually just end up dealing super effective damage to each other. But since I have life regen moves, usually it works for me. So that's my Grass, Water, Fire core. And then my electric type is Microwave, which I couldn't think of a better name. It's literally just a microwave. Electric Steel. One of the reasons why I like Magneton, I probably would have normally used the Raichu, because I think Raichu's probably one of my favorite electric types in Gen 1. Yeah, I know. I'm not a huge fan of Jolteon. I know that's a fan favorite, but out of the original 3, Vaporeon's like my cup of tea. I really like Vaporeon. But my Magneton here, I caught, has 3 perfect IVs, which is pretty good for me. Okay attack, but I'm not going to need it. Good defense, very good speed. So pretty decent stats. And the only reason that I went with Magneton is because he has a steel typing, which I just thought would be really fun. Since this is the first game we've been able to... Well, technically, Well, okay, so the Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they were steel types. So I could have done it there. But, this is the first proper Kanto game. So Red and Blue, Yellow, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Let's Go Pikachu, where they actually take place in Kanto, or start in Kanto, I should say. This is the first game where we've been able to have a steel type in a Kanto game that starts in Kanto. That's what I'm trying to say. So I just thought Magneton would be fun. My other options were what? Electabuzz, Raichu, Jolteon. Is that it? Voltorb, Electrode. So yeah, I was like, why not? Let's go with Magneton. It has the steel typing. That's just been pretty decent so far. It helps me deal with any fairy types that I've encountered. Mostly just the 3 that have been reclassed. Let's see. Thunder Wave for paralysis, which kind of helps. Something that kind of is cool is thunder waving things and then headbutting them. So if Magneton thunder waves something that could be troublesome, I could switch into either my Rapidash or another Pokemon on my team who also has Headbutt, and that could kind of do some para-flinching things going on there. Stab Thunderbolt, because it's the best electric move in the game. I don't fuck with Thunder. Stab Flash Cannon, because it's the best steel move in the game. Iron Tail, I think is Iron Tail base 90, I think? I forget. And then Try Attack, just because I just think it looks really cool in this game. And has the extra chance to burn, freeze, or whatever. Just in case they resist my other two moves, I have Try Attack. And that's fine with me. So my next two Pokemon are kind of wild cards. Souffle is my Wigglytuff, who, out of the three Pokemon that were reclassified to Fairy types, this is the only one that I just kind of wanted to use. I have a competitive Clefairy. Clefairy would be the one I would choose, hands down. Clefable, yeah. But I have a competitive Clefable. So that was out of the picture. So it was really between this and a goddamn Mr. Mime. And since I already, one of the things, I already have Starmie, so I already have a Psychic type. But I just don't want to be the guy that goes through the game with a Mr. Mime. So, Wigglytuff was the obvious choice, who I believe I caught before I knew about chain breeding, because I caught this thing early in the game, Route 6. It's adamant nature, so that's good. And its stats aren't the greatest. But yeah, I really like Fairy types, so I definitely wanted to have a Fairy type in my team. But Souffle is basically like my starter. I treated it like my starter. It's like one of my favorite Pokemon, and I used it a lot. It follows me around, and Thunder Wave, Play Rough, Body Slam, Headbutt. Pretty stupid, dumb moves. But Thunder Wave and Headbutt just allows me to do a Parafusion thing. If you don't know what Parafusion is, it's a really cool kind of janky strategy that's very unreliable. I mean, it's a little consistent, but it's not foolproof, where you just paralyze them and then you use moves that involve or that can make the target flinch, because you have like a 30%. I don't know what the actual math is, but you have a 30% chance of getting fully paralyzed, and then you also have like a 10 or a 30% chance. I don't know what the chance is on getting flinched, but between the two of them, they work really well together, because Headbutt, in order to get a flinch, you need to go first. Thunder Wave makes your opponent go last. So if something is faster than you, you can Thunder Wave it, and that'll guarantee you'll be able to go first, and you can just keep headbutting it to try to get either a flinch or a paralysis. I think combined, between the two of them, you have a really good chance of something happening that makes your opponent waste their turn. Either they flinch or they get paralyzed. So it's just it's like a poor man's, janky Parafusion set, and it's worked on Souffle. I think I beat a gym leader with that, coming in handy. Play Rough, just because it's the best physical fairy move. And Body Slam, which causes paralysis. What I used to do before I had Thunder Wave, before I got the TM, was I would just use Body Slam until they got paralyzed, and then switch to Headbutt, which is why I have both of them here. But right now, I don't really need Body Slam too much, but in case I just need that extra power, I might go for Body Slam. But yeah, so that's Souffle. Last Pokemon is my Nidoking, who just kind of comes up the rear with Poison Ground, which between the two of them helps me deal with a lot of threats that my team faces. Met him kind of early in the game too, but yeah, not the best stats. Pretty good defense though, and pretty good speed, which is kind of funny considering it's a Nidoking. But yeah, his name is King Kaiser, which I thought that was fun. I thought that was a clever name. King Kaiser is like a double pun, because Kaiser just means like king or emperor. So his name is like King and like Nidoking. So like, why not? And Kaiser Roll. So he's based off like a Kaiser Roll. So he still fits with the food name puns, and I get to play with the whole king thing as well. I think that's like a top tier pun, if you ask me. But but anyway, shit. I want to look at his moves. I just got the Earthquake TM, so I'm really excited about that. So he's got Stab, Earthquake. I was running Drill Run for like the longest time up until I got the Earthquake TM. Then Poison Jab. Those are his 2 stabs. And then Thrash and Superpower just for last ditch, kind of like really strong moves. I think the way Stab works out, Poison Jab is basically 120 anyway. So this guy is just a powerhouse. He's a monster. 218 attack. This is 150 power because of Stab. This is 120. That's 120. That's 120. So either way, you're getting hurt. When he comes out, you're getting hurt. Sometimes I just click Thrash and just, whole teams get wiped out. So that's just fun. And Superpower, yeah, that's a last ditch. That might help against Bruno. But I have Sifu Splatus, who I think could help me. But yeah, I think Sifu Splatter can take almost every Pokemon Bruno has between Psychic and Scald. So that's generally the plan. So that's a team. That's a team rundown. We're around 60, high 60s, early 70s. I feel like that should be more than enough to deal with the Elite Four. So, it shouldn't be like a lot of prep involved. But that's the crew right now, which I think is just really funny. So we're going to... I'm not going to worry about stocking up on anything. Like I said, I try to just go in with what I have. I try not to use items anyway. But we're going to save it. Should we change outfits? Should we make this a momentous occasion? Let's see. I really like the outfit I have now, but... I really haven't been messing with the outfits too much. I just tried to make things that match. What's something that looks like you're a champion? We can go formal. I guess. I don't want to look like I'm at a funeral, though. It's going to be the Elite Four's funeral. I like this bag the best. That one looks the best, I think. So we're going with that. Let me change the hat. I like the original hat. I also kind of just like the original look. Should I just go with that? I don't know what I want to do, guys. Alright, whatever. We'll just do... I try to limit the colors that I wear. The hat's always got to match the shoes. That's just a law of nature. So the only thing that sticks out really is the pants. So we can go either white pants or black pants, I guess. Just to match. Here we go, white pants. Alright, so black, white, and pink. I guess those are the colors. Shoes have a little bit of yellow on them, which kind of throws it all off, but... Alright. Cool. I really like this look. But anyway, are you ready, Souffle? Staring at your outfit. Why, thank you. Anyway, I forgot if I saved, but... Alright, so let's check this out. So this is my first time going into Elite Four. Pretty sure Lorelai's first. She has water ice types. So I guess Microwave is up. Oh no, Bruno's first. Am I tripping? Shit, what is the order? No, it's Lorelai, right? Bruno's first in the Johto Elite Four, but he's second in the Kanto one. I believe so. Alright, let's do this. Highest Pokemon Authority, Pokemon League headquarters. Between Between electric and steel, yeah, I should be able to take care of water ice types. So this should be fun. There we go. Oh my god, look at it. Look at this room. Oh, this looks awesome. This game is freaking beautiful. I love it. The ice pillars. She's just chilling on the Lapras. For a minute there, I didn't even think that she was capable of getting off the Lapras until that one cutscene where she chases off Team Rocket. Like I thought her model was just permanently tied to the Lapras, but that's freaking awesome. All right, Souffle, let's go. Look at this chick. I have to actually talk to her. Okay. I thought a scene would auto trigger. Just kind of gives me. I can just kind of run around the room. She's so awesome. Her like red hair is so striking. It's funny because when you look at the other ice type trainers in the game, or in the Pokemon game, look at like Bryson and Price. Whoops, Bryson, Price, Wolfric, Glacia. They all tend to have like lighter color hair just to kind of go with the ice type thing. But Lorelai's awesome. She just has deep red hair, which is freaking hot. And it just totally like contrasts her. Like you would think she's a fire type trainer just by looking at her, but she's like the ultra cool beauty, and it's like so cool. Like it just looks really cool against the ice type. Like she really just stands out. And I really like that about her design. So let's go talk to her. Welcome to the Pokemon League. Oh, looks like you finally made your way here. Sure took you a while, though. You making fun of me? It's because I was talking about my team. Shut up. Well, allow me to introduce myself, or reintroduce myself. I'm Lorelai of the Elite Four. Like, everything about her is, like, red. She's got the red lipstick, the red eyes. She's even got red in her eye, like, eyelashes, which is kind of cool. No one can best me when it comes to icy Pokemon. Freezing moves are powerful. Your Pokemon will be at my mercy when they are frozen solid. That's because frozen Pokemon can't do a thing in battle. Are you ready? Damn. So cool. Alright, versus Lorelai. Let's go. We finally got her off her Lapras. Oh, I love like the ice around the little thing. Around the screen. That's so cool. Dugong's up first. I could take Dugong out with an ice move, or with a steel move. But Thunderbolt is stronger, so we're just gonna go with that. She's level 51, so there shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I can just one-shot it. Hopefully, I'm hoping that a lot of this will go that way. Now it's Slowbro, who I'm pretty sure I can do the same thing. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to make a quick cut real quick. Alright, so against Slowbro, we're going to use our Thunderbolt. So the one thing about this game is I definitely was trying to make it as difficult as possible. I turned off the battle style. Like this whole playthrough, I turned off the battle style. I don't use Eevee at all. I don't use Eevee's partner effects. Yeah, I don't really use items. And I use a whole team full of Pokemon that are relatively lower tier. Like, I'm using a goddamn Parasect and a Wigglytuff and a Rapidash. Like, what do you want from me? Starmie is admittedly high tier, and Nidoking is a monster. I don't know where Magneton sits, but that's generally, my game... My playthrough has been really fun, mostly because of things like that. Me being able to appreciate Pokemon that I rarely use. But it gets to a point where even these lower tier Pokemon start one-shotting the entire game. So whatever. Like I didn't even do a lot of grinding either. I barely did any grinding. It's really just everything the game kind of throws at you. So Jinx is Ice Psychic, so Thunderbolt's not going to work. So I'm going to use Flash Cannon, and that'll be super effective. And there goes Lorelai. Awesome. So she didn't pose too much of a threat. She didn't touch me at all, which is great. That was as perfect as it could go. Things shouldn't be this way. Got 10,400 bucks. Poke bucks. Looks like you've gotten stronger since we last met. Go on ahead. You only got a taste of the Pokemon League's power. Seem a little salty there. So, alright. How do you feel about that? Nervous? Alright. Alright, see ya, Lorelai. We know who's next. It's our boy, Bruno. Which we're gonna switch to Starmie. Hopefully... Magaton's one of my weaker Pokemon too, right? 65? No, Starmie's weaker. Never mind. So if he did really well against Lorelei, hopefully that's a good sign. My plan is to keep Souffle alive until Lance, because she's going to be my ace in the hole. She's really literally the only reason, or the only thing that can kind of deal with dragons. I have Thunder for Dragonites, but Souffle is going to be for Lance. Parasec's going to be for Agatha. Yeah, that's the plan. Sifu Splat is going to be for Bruno here. This guy looks freaking serious, man. Bruno hasn't appeared yet at all in the game. Lorelei at least showed up in the plot. But, why are you so bright, Wigglytuff? This room is so bright. Wigglytuff is like shining. But cool, I really like the effects. Nice. I am Bruno of the Elite Four. This dude is fucking serious. Through rigorous training, people in Pokemon can become stronger without limit. He's so intense. I don't remember him being so intense before. Like, I remember him, like, Bruno's always been like a buff dude, but this dude's so intense. I've lived and trained with my fighting type Pokemon, and that will never change. Ever. Sierra, was it? I will grind you down with our superior power. Hurrah! Oh, okay. That's a weird way to fight me, dude. But that's a reference to his original sprite. Because he was always in that pose. Yeah. Elite Four Bruno. Nice. Elite Four Bruno sent out Onix. Alright. So I can take care of the Onix. Look how big that boy is. That's a big boy. So ideally, if this doesn't kill, hopefully it can get a burn. But I don't think we'll have a problem killing. Not at all. So that's cool. So another thing, if you're wondering about why my character's name is Sierra, that's Sierra as a name. I just thought was a play on the word ciel, the French word l'arc-en-ciel. Oh shit, he survived. Oh fuck. Oh, please don't paralyze. Oh, thank you. Okay, alright. Let's go for the Scald. Was not expecting him to live that. Alright, so we can't one-hit KO everything. There goes our perfect run for Bruno. Damn. But yeah, Ciel. So he's probably gonna survive this. Since the... No? Okay, alright, cool. Anyway, yeah, in my Sun and Moon playthrough, I named my character Ciel, which really is just, like I said, it's a play on l'arc-en-ciel, which is French for rainbow. So I usually just name my character something rainbow-based, just because the original games always have something to do with color. And that's just a theme between a lot of my Pokemon games. So I tried to do the same thing, but I didn't want to use the same Ciel for my Sun and Moon playthrough. So I went with Sierra, which is close enough. So I could use Psychic, but I could also use Thunderbolt, but we're going to go with Psychic. Because it still should be super effective. Because you're water fighting. But you survived that. And you're going to use Superpower. Holy shit. It didn't do much. Alright, cool. I'm going to go ahead and recover, since he can choose to do that again, but it's going to be weaker. So I'm just going to be more prepared for the next battle. Even though, you know, I'm not really super afraid of anything, but let's just, you know... Oh, shit. Don't paralyze me. I swear to God. Okay, alright. So we'll just hit that Thunderbolt. No need to waste the Psychic. Down goes Poliwrath. So there's Bruno in a nutshell. I could have sworn Bruno had 2 Hitmonchan's. Oh, there you go. That's what I'm thinking. Hitmonlee. That's what I meant. Hopefully you go down to 1 Psychic. Otherwise, you know, good thing Thunder Kick isn't a move. He has Rock Slide, which I avoided, because why not? The universe is just in my favor today. So Bruno was almost the perfect run, but he just didn't get one-hit KO'd yet by all my Psychics, which is very strange when you think about it. These things must have crazy special defense. I'm a Starmie. I have perfect special attack EVs, and I'm using goddamn Psychic. How do you not get one-shotted? Crazy. And I'm like 10 levels higher than these guys. You have defeated me. Then my job is done. I may not like it, but go. Go face your next challenge. Alright. If you say so, bro. Bruno, man, you're a legend. Love this guy. Alright, Souffle, how do you feel about that? Oh, okay. Yeah, you excited? Full determination. That's 2 down, Souffle. We can do it. Who's next? Agatha.